Hi, I'm CA Savoy, Capillary Wood Turners, Alexandria, Virginia. This evening I'm going to turn you a spinning top with chatter work and color. The chatter is done with a chatter tool that I make and sell to the club members. And the only tool that I use is a 1/2 inch spindle gouge with a 40-degree grind, bevel I should say, and the back is relieved. So I've turned this one-way 1/2 inch gouge into what I refer to as a detail gouge, and that's the only tool I use. On the particular top that I'm turning tonight, I'll be using yellow, red, and blue. I normally use 3 colors on my tops. And here we go. Here we go. The first thing you do on the top is turn the spinning part of the top, which is the pointed end. And I'll guarantee you, I'll show you how to get a catch. Now that is what you call design opportunity. Now, the cut on the face of the top should be smooth because you're going to chatter work, and I'm just going to show you. This is the face of the top when you start. Okay, now we're going to do some chatter on it, and I'll show you what the chatter looks like. And as far as speed goes, probably something 12, 1800, 2000. It really doesn't matter. The slower you go, the bigger the gap is between the chatter. That's the only thing about chatter too. The faster you go, the shorter the gap is between. 1800, 2000, it don't matter. That's probably 1200 RPMs. So you put the chatter tool in, and I do 3 chatters. And if you don't hear that singing, it's not working. And that's all the sanding I do right there. On the middle, you'll get very little chatter because it's turning at the slowest speed. Then as you get out to the outside, the chatter gets more pronounced. And then when you get to the outside, you get your best chatter. And that's normal. There's nothing you can do about that. All right, and when you're coloring, turn your speed down. And no matter what colors you use, no matter what type you use, I use the Sharpies. There are a lot of other ones out there, but Sharpies is what I locked in on. Now I'll do red for my accent. And I'll do yellow and blue for the chatter. Now do yourself a favor. Put very little pressure on it, especially when you're doing a chatter, because if you don't, you'll wear your point down on them felt tips very fast. And those things can cost you anywhere between $1 and $1.50 a piece, depends where you buy them. Now, that's what it looks like with the color on a chatter. As you can see, you see no white hardly in the yellow, and then in the blue you get your white from your wood, and then the yellow here you still get some white, and the red is a solid surface. But that's what your face of your top looks like. Now, okay, we'll turn the speed back up now, and we'll turn the back side of the top in the stem. Now what I like to do is do an entrance cut like that. That's kind of like an old woodworking. That's a stop cut. So then I'll come in from the back and just remove wood. And I'll try and show you another catch. Now there's a lot of people that I've witnessed using a lot of different tools making a top. I was looking at one video the other night, and one fella takes a parting tool to do all of this reduction right here. You can do what you want. The only tool I use is this spindle gouge. Now I'll do the chatter work on the back side. Same deal, 3 chatters, and if it's not singing, it's not working. Now we'll go with our colors, red being the accent, and then we'll do blue on the top here. Now, let me show you something. If you don't have a clean cut on your edge here, you'll have, it'll look almost like chatter work, and you don't want that. So stop and look at it. It doesn't look very neat. So if you have color all the way around, the cut's pretty good. If not, just stop and make another cut, or you can sand it if you wish. Some people sand it. I don't do any sanding on the tops. If I'm making a top to sell or for a special person, I'll do a little sanding on it, and I'll spray it with lacquer when I'm finished to give it a finish. Under normal conditions, especially turning at shows or things like that, right off the lathe is what they get, which is not bad for a free top, and they're pretty. Now, one thing about a top, and I told you I was going to give you another one. There you go. That's your 2 catches for the night. The shorter the stem, the more balanced the top will be. The longer the stem, the more warbly the top will be. So you don't want a real long stem on a top. Of course, it's pretty. You can do a lot of decorating. But a little short stem on the top is good for for spinning it. You can do a lot of things with a top. You can make that stem nice and pretty. And I'll show you some of my other tops over here as soon as I'm finished with this that has a little decorative stem on it. But for a demo tonight, this is what we're going to do. Now, to part it off, we're just going to go in here and just take it right now, and I'm going to keep my hand out of the way, and that's it. You can take the gouge and get that little nib off, okay? There's not much on it, okay? So I'll finish it up with the red. Okay, and basically that's the top. Now, this is some of the tops with the different stems on it. Now that's got a little decoration on the stem, and you can have all kinds of colors. Now, the one thing we have to do with this top, of course, we've got to give it the spin test. Let's get rid of these. I'll be back. Don't go away. I'll be back. And here we go. We got the spin test, and thank you very much. Cut.